Have you ever put a couple hours into a game and just thought to yourself, yeah, this just ain't for me? Well, I got a list, a pretty brutal honest one, of games that I either dropped, forgot about, or altogether just couldn't vibe with. Some of these games I might revisit, and others I might just never touch ever again. Let's start with the games that are pretty much just dead to me. I know it sounds pretty harsh, but I'm just keeping it honest. Let's start off with the first game, This War of Mine. I put in 3 hours. This game is heavy, emotionally draining, war, survival, morality, and for me it's just not fun enough to do multiple runs. I respect what it's trying to do, but after 3 hours, I'm trying to unwind, not spiral into existential dread. The next game I'm going to talk about is High on Life. Cool visuals, but the humor, I personally haven't been able to get into the Rick and Morty style of jokes, so the constant improv in this game just didn't work for me fully. Did it get a couple of chuckles out of me? Sure, but I just wasn't engaged enough to commit fully. Moving on to these next couple of games, they're kind of in the purgatory zone. Some I kind of just dropped, and some that I'm hoping to revisit into the future. First game, some of you might have in your backlog, some of you probably finished it and fell in love with it, and I'm talking about The Witcher 3. This game is incredible, but dense. After 12 hours, I felt like I was still doing the tutorial. I usually commit to one long RPG a year, and I would love to come back to this later once I have gotten some of the more consumable titles off of my list. It's RoboCop. I have 4 hours. Actually kind of fun. Janky in a good way, just haven't gotten back to it. If you're looking for a game where you can wind down, do some mindless shooting, and immerse yourself in the world of RoboCop, then this title will do it for you. Mafia, I put in 2 hours. Slick, cool, but didn't hook me fast enough. I know the story is compelling, and these games are usually ones that I finish, and ones that are usually my type, but I just need to be in the mood for it. The next couple of games are ones that I'm really prioritizing, ones that I might be currently playing, or ones that I kind of just have downloaded onto my console. This game is Persona 3 Reload. I put in 40 hours. It's a time sink, stylish, and emotional. Probably the game I put most into without finishing on my backlog. I eventually got tired of Tartarus, and with the release of Expedition 33 coming out during my playthrough, I eventually made the decision to put this on the back burner. Speaking of Expedition 33, this game will most likely win Game of the Year. Maybe not mine since I haven't finished it yet, but with the amazing soundtrack, eye-catching art style, and heart-grabbing story, this game deserves all of its praise. This game is still alive when it comes to me playing it currently, so I'm hoping that I won't drop off. The final game I have is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's basically Star Wars Soulsborne. It's clunky at times, but satisfying. As someone who is now just getting to the movies, this game has been very good at immersing me into the universe. There is hope that I will finish this game since I am currently playing it alongside Expedition 33, so I'm sure that this will eventually be on my completed list. Now, I kind of have a special category just for one game for this year, which is Slime Rancher. But in 20 hours, it's pure serotonin, farming slimes, chill music, no pressure. Just me, some slime poop, and inner peace. Weird I have Slime Rancher in its own category? Yes. However, I am sure we all have that game we always go back to when we don't feel like diving deep, whether that's a sports game, a hero shooter, or a farming sim. So I have talked about a lot of games that I bailed on, but I do want to give myself credit where it's due on games that I have completed in this year. First off, Liza P. It's brutal, stylish, and somehow made me care about a puppet. A true, I earned this ending kind of game. Darksiders, old school in the best way. God of War meets biblical apocalypse, and I was hooked. No Misfortune, dark, quirky, and emotionally gut-punchy. I couldn't stop once I started. Cyberpunk 2077, probably the biggest game that I finished this year. I stayed for the story, became enamored with the gameplay. Night City is a world worth exploring, and I'm looking forward to a sequel within a new location. Hotline Miami, fast, frantic, and strangely hypnotic. Died 100 times, and I still finished it anyway. Shadow of the Colossus, not much to be said, highly praised. Minimalist beauty, and still gives me the chills. As you can see, I can finish game. They just have to hit right, whether that's story-wise, mechanically, or just depending on what kind of games I'm in the mood for. So what did I learn from this experience on looking back at my backlog? Well, I've come to the terms that I do have commitment issues when it comes to RPGs. I usually start one, I get into completing the tutorial, start learning the mechanics, but eventually I just fade off and play something else. That's why I kind of try to commit to doing one RPG a year. I think if you look at my list, when it comes to RPGs, I've pretty much played Expedition 33, Persona 3 Reload, and Cyberpunk 2077, and all three of those games are huge games with, long stories, a lot of world building and mechanics that you really had to get into. And also, I forgot about The Witcher 3, and that game is just gonna be a crazy game to tackle, and I'm gonna have to commit a lot of time into it, so that's why I really just have that deep in my backlog. I learned that when it comes to the games that I completed, I do tend to complete games that are a bit more digestible in terms of hours and in terms of just the amount of time it takes for me to complete it. And I kind of learned that I have a problem with playing games in the sense of I'm trying to beat the game rather than enjoy it. And I think I want to stop going into the mindset that when I play a game, I don't want to just play it for the sake of beating it. I kind of want to play it to enjoy the experience that the devs curated. And I guess the final thing I learned, and that I kind of want to, really emphasize, is that I do tend to give into hype. I tend to get games that are the latest and greatest. You see a review come out and you fall into the trap of not wanting to fall behind, or you have this fear of missing out, and you go out and buy that game, put in a couple hours, and then you drop it, or at least I do. And that's another big thing that I learned, and something that I kind of want to take into later games. And I really just want to emphasize the fact that games that come out now are always going to be there, and that the games that you do have in your backlog, you can take your time and enjoy them. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. If you would like to share your backlog in the comments, that'd be great. If you enjoyed watching, I am trying to hit 200 subs by the end of this year, and I believe we can do that with your help. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate all the support, and thank you for watching.